We saw an EMT truck pull up and then they left with an empty truck. 2 minutes later came back with somebody with a Lucas device, and the National Guard member was covered in blood on his
Guard troop is trying to be resuscitated after a shooting. Looks like there's 2 victims, but the gun is not.
So today's attack in Washington, D.C. suggests that it was deliberate and targeted against the National Guard troops who were patrolling that particular area of Washington, D.C. And because it was an attack on military personnel in Washington, D.C., that is why the FBI director has said that the FBI is certainly going to be taking a significant lead in this investigation to look at both the federal charges that will most likely result against the attacker, but also just the nature of the attack itself and the individual involved. So there's still a lot of detail that we don't know about the attack, including the precise identity of the shooter, why they chose to conduct the attack against the Guard troops or even on this day, how long had they been planning an attack in Washington, D.C., whether it was against National Guard troops or potentially other targets. The White House is also 2 blocks away from that metro stop. Was this person in touch with other people, either here in the United States or possibly even overseas, to think about this attack or help plan it? These are all the questions that we don't have the answers to right now. So it's still very early to suggest that this is an attack that is somehow inspired or connected to international terrorism. It very well may prove to be that way, but at the very least, and I'll go back to this point, to me, it suggests it was deliberate and targeted and was not just a random act of street crime that happens in lots of big cities in the United States, to include Washington, D.C. This is something that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth declared earlier this afternoon, that in the aftermath of the shooting of the Guard troops, that the president directed him to increase the number of National Guard troops into the Washington, D.C. area on top of the roughly 2,000 plus that are there already. Now, the District of Columbia has its own National Guard element too. So it's not clear to me, even with this addition of 500 extra troops, are they coming from the DC National Guard contingent, which actually reports directly to the president through the Secretary of the Army and the Secretary of War, or are they coming from another state? And as we heard today, the shooting of the 2 Guard troops were from the West Virginia National Guard contingent that's part of that bigger National Guard contingent in Washington, D.C. So it's not clear where the extra 500 are coming and how long they will be there and what other missions they will pick up or supplement based on those that are already on the ground in Washington, D.C.